Hello viewers, welcome to Missology. In this session, we are going to focus on the salivary glands and their significance in the process of digestion. So let's get started. We have three pairs of salivary glands. The first pair is beneath each ear and right in front of it. So the fingers that I'm trying to locate the actual place for the parotid salivary glands. One on the right hand side, one on the left hand side of your face, just beneath and in front of your ears. That's the parotid salivary gland. The next is a pair of salivary gland at the inner end of your lower jaw. This is the submaxillary or the submandibular salivary gland. And the third salivary gland is under your tongue. So that is called the sublingual salivary gland. If I pull out my tongue or I roll my tongue right towards the upper part of the throat, I can show you the sublingual salivary gland. Yes, it was there, a pair of smallest size of salivary gland amongst the three, that is the sublingual salivary gland. All three of them together contribute to the secretion of saliva, and this is approximately found to be around 1000 ml to 1500 ml in a normal case. Now, what are the components present in the secretion of saliva? Saliva is basically 99% water, but it does contain little amount of salts, mucus, some ptyalin, that is an enzyme for the process of digestion of starch, and also an antibacterial substance called lysozyme. Now, who secretes what is also important for us to know. When it comes to the parotid salivary gland, this secretes good amount of water, but along with that, it has the capacity to secrete also the antibacterial substance called lysozyme. The next two, that is the submandibular and the sublingual, they mostly secrete mucus. More than water or anything else, their secretion is mucus-like in nature. And these together have also little amount of salts present in them, and indeed the salivary amylase, that is ptyalin, which helps in the process of digestion. This ptyalin or the salivary amylase acts on starch and converts it into an intermediate product called maltose. What other functional activities does the saliva do in our body? Let us know the significance of saliva. So the saliva, which is secreted in your buccal cavity, helps to moisten your buccal cavity so that it helps or facilitates in the process of speaking in an easier manner. This is well understood when you find your mouth is very dry and you are trying to speak a story to one of your closest friends. You often get stopped until and unless you supplement yourself with some water. The next is the food that we take into our mouth by the process of ingestion. Although it is cut into small pieces by your teeth or ground into a masticated substance, that is next followed by the addition of saliva. And once saliva adds to it, this lubricates the food very well so that the food can now move from the mouth into the inner part of your body. The saliva also acts as a solvent for many food particles and substances that might enter your mouth, so that it becomes a easy passage for the particles to follow into your body. Next, we find that once the saliva has mixed with the food particles tend to stick to each other, and then the formation of the bolus becomes easy. And each bolus contains quite a considerable amount of the food, which can then push through your esophagus. And this esophagus is a food pipe which is not associated with any digestion, but yes, it is very important for the peristaltic movement of the bolus to channelize the food into the stomach. Then I spoke of the salivary amylase ptyalin, which is actually a digestive enzyme produced in the mouth, and that converts the starch into maltose, which is not a final product of digestion for the starch or the carbohydrates, an intermediate product. More than this, we also find that the saliva cleans your mouth, and that helps to prevent any decay of your tooth to quite an extent. And finally, if we look at the water balance in the body, it starts from the mouth itself. So the mouth is where good amount of water is there in the secretion of saliva that helps in maintaining the water balance at least in the buccal cavity. Now, this is a step towards the process of osmoregulation, although the major part of the osmoregulation is followed through the circulatory system and the excretory system, but yes, the starting is in the mouth itself. So in the next coming session, we will discuss about the rest of the process of digestion that begins from the stomach and ends up in the intestines. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again.